Whew! Wow. Okay, so, that just happened. Hi guys, this is Kosher Movie Man, and guess where I've been? Yes, I saw the Batman v Superman movie, and, wow, just wow. For a moviegoer that liked Batman and Superman so much since he was a little boy, to see them fighting each other, it's like my childhood dream. And, yeah, they pretty much hit it off. Batman v Superman is the second film in the DC Extended Universe series, and the first one to feature Batman and Wonder Woman. In the aftermath of Man of Steel, Batman sees the potential danger of having a Superman and challenges him to a fight to the bitter end. What he does not realize is that this is all just some sick game Lex Luthor, Superman's arch-enemy, is playing. This movie should have gotten a 10 just because it's Batman fighting Superman, but actually it didn't. But it didn't crash land either. First of all, the casting was excellent. Henry Cavill knew how to play Superman. He studied Christopher Reeve, and he learned how to play this new, darker Superman and more realistic. And I know some fans have criticized the new Superman for being so dark, but hey, it's 2016, not 1976. It's not that time when films could be cheesy and they could be this, I'll save you, and all of that. It's new. Superman is now more realistic, and it should be, because we have already been introduced to superhero films. We're not new to this game. Amy Adams was an excellent Lois Lane. She knew how to play the role of the damsel in distress. Yeah, she was pretty good, and the whole journalist part of her character was also nice. Gal Gadot surprised me as Wonder Woman. I never thought she could really pull it off, because yeah, she wasn't such a character to play. She wouldn't play that character a lot. She played this neutral, almost completely emotionless character in Fast and Furious, and I never thought she could pull Wonder Woman off, but guess what? She did! Jesse Eisenberg, despite of a lot of criticism, was actually pretty good as Lex Luthor's son. Lex Luthor's son. He really knew how to bring this character of this guy who takes evil as this business and makes sure that the business of evil is presented well. I love the way he played it. And I know there was some criticism because he didn't play the role exactly like the first Lex Luthor did, but hey, first, it's Lex Luthor's son. Second, it's the 21st century, okay? So relax. Ben Affleck, oh my god, Ben Affleck was amazing! I loved the Ben Affleck Batman because it was so true to the comics. I mean, yeah, Christian Bale will always be my Batman because I grew up during the Christian Bale period. But Christian Bale was a whole lot darker than Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck was a bit happier. Not as happy as Batman should be, but a bit happier. Michael Keaton was he was the first to play the dark version of Batman, but he wasn't so James Bondy like Ben Affleck. Ben Affleck, I think, was more like a James Bond Batman, and that is true to the comics. Ben Affleck right now stands as my #1 Batman, and I can't wait to see him in his second Batman movie. To be honest, I never thought he could actually pull it off, but I was positively surprised. The effects were decent. I mean, despite that one point in that final battle where it just blinded me with more explosions than a Michael Bay movie, I really just had to close my eyes because I just couldn't see that. And despite that moment, the effects were pretty decent, so I have no complaint about that. And let me tell you this, Batman doesn't kill anyone, okay? He does not kill anyone. Maybe there's this one guy that we see in the trailer that gets dropped to the floor and, like, accidentally, I think, spins his neck, but, I don't think it's intentional, so Batman is not a killer. He's still not a killer, okay? One flaw I will say about this movie is probably the pacing. The pacing just, it wasn't so good. I saw five different plots there, and there was no connection, there was no flow. But that's how it should be. I mean, they're introducing the Justice League to us in this movie. So it shouldn't really be coherent. It should be like a commercial to the Justice League with the main point to be Batman versus Superman. And I think they kind of nailed it with the whole Batman v Superman thing. Let me say this, if this movie was just Dawn of Justice without the Batman v Superman, I think I would have given it a 10, but they had to brand it that way so all the hype would get out, so yeah. And they could have taken out some scenes from the movie, I mean, like, okay, first of all, I'm gonna give you a fair spoiler alert at this moment, so if you don't want to watch spoilers, just skip like a minute or two, and I think that should be it. I will say right here, I think I'll say when is the minute you should skip to, so I'm going to talk about some spoilers now. First of all, there were some scenes that should have been taken out, like the moment when Batman meets that Russian security guard. I think the whole focus on the Russian security guard should have been removed. That guy was just there to be a henchman. He wasn't really important to the storyline, and I think that should have been removed. One thing I did love is when DC killed off Superman. I mean, they killed Superman. That shows us that DC have courage, because if they can kill Superman at this point, there's no limit to what they could do. Seriously, when I saw Superman die, I was like that moment when Luke discovered that Vader is his father. I was like, no, that's not true. That's impossible. It didn't seem possible for me that Superman would die, especially at that point in the film. And I know he's not really dead. The graveyard shows us that he wakes up, but still, to make us think that Superman is dead, even for 2 minutes of the movie, it's amazing. It's just amazing. And I know there's been a lot of criticism about Doomsday and the way he looks. Just don't, okay? Just don't. It's CGI. That's how he's supposed to look. Okay, so in the comics he looks a bit different, but it's just a bit. It's not that much of a difference. It's just leave Doomsday alone. He's okay. He's okay. Just leave him alone. Okay? He's just another disposable DC villain. That's it. He's not going to appear anymore. He's not going to be causing any trouble. And in general, when I saw this movie, I just felt lucky. I just felt lucky to be in this point of history where we can see the two greatest superheroes of all time fighting each other. I mean, just wow. I came out of that theater and I was so excited, so pumped up that finally DC are joining this game too. And yes, sure, there have been some flaws, but we can forgive them because they're just starting. I mean, we can recognize the fact that Marvel right now are the leaders. They are the top players. DC can't at any point compare to Marvel right now. But that's how it should be. It's only the start. DC, I'm confident that they will learn in a point to compare to Marvel. But first, at least let them complete Phase 1 first, before we start really judging them. And that's why, for all these flaws, I'm only going to take 1.5 from my grading of this movie. And I'm going to give this movie a solid 8.5. I think it was a good movie. I think it was a very nice introduction to the DC Universe, and I think that I can't wait to watch Wonder Woman, The Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern in their next movies in the DC Universe. So, if you have seen the Batman v Superman movie, have you enjoyed it? Let me know in the comments below. I have been Kosher Movie Man, and I will see you next time. Right over here we have a cute little Deadpool review I've done. Yeah, it's been nice, that movie, and, well, nice is an understatement, and, yeah, watch it. Over here, we have a Gods of Egypt movie, which I think, despite everyone else thinking otherwise, I think it's one of the most underrated movies of the year. And over here, we have a little thing called a subscribe button, so If you could please click it, I'd be very happy, of course. Click it to watch more of my videos. Come on. Click it. Click it. Click it. Come on. Come on. You know you wanna. You know you wanna. Please. Please.